What's up, fam? Talk about some pumpage in the altcoin market. Holy malarkey. Chainlink ripping, Ondo ripping, AVAX starting to make some push up in that 50 range, Cardano making some moves. What is the reason for this? Is this just capital flow? Is there other things going on? We got a lot to talk about today. Shout out to everybody that's been stacking alongside me with that altcoin portfolio I've been sharing with everybody. If you are here, if you are alive, if you've been stacking, drop a 111 in the live chat here. Let me know that you're paying attention. We got a great stream lined up today. Let me go ahead and get this retweeted out so I can let everybody know what's going on, because golly, I'm so excited about where we're at in this market. We've been stacking. Hope you're all feeling good with these gains, because hey, we're doing this together. That's what this is all about. Shout out to everybody that's here. Let's go ahead and get this music pumping. Let's vibe with this, because this is the time. Bitcoin is consolidating a little bit, and that's okay. It's giving altcoins time to run. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pump. I've been preparing for this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. SEC and its policies rely on whatever Gary thinks. Bitcoin to flight to quality. I heard that from Larry Fink. Every hour losing purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault. Blame the coal. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, our purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, pumping, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We are hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, pump, altcoins, pumping. I've been preparing for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, pump, altcoin, pump.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't
flight
nobody tell me nothing. Bitcoin, pump.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
I'm here for it. Are you here for it? I mean, come on. This market is starting to heat up in a way that we've only been preparing for. Not only are we excited, we've been stacking. So let's everybody get involved. Let's retweet this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's get into it. What's up, market pumping? Talking about it right now, jumping right in. Ondo up 59% from this little move down. And as I opened the charts this morning, what did we see? We saw a bit of a bull flag. And what have I been talking about this last week? When we're seeing setups, whether it be bullish or bearish, be prepared for washouts. And in this case, we had a bit of a bull flag. It tried to tell you it was not a bull flag by washing out down, only to reverse and come back up. We're still going to have to pay attention to this. It's very likely, a good possibility, I should say, that this just trades sideways for a second, because this is a massive move and made some massive gains in our portfolio. If you have some green in your portfolio from any of the calls, any of the setups, any of the trades, any of the picks that we have done on this channel, throw a 333 in that live chat right now. Let me see what you are doing. Guys, we are here. We've been preparing for this. And the market now is giving us those rewards, not only of stacking, but also of patience and what we're seeing in these markets. And it feels good. We're going to be diving into quite a few stories today. I'm going to talk about a little bit why Ondo might be pumping. Also, what's going on with Chainlink, what might be coming there, and other coins that are primed to set up for the next move, because we're about to see a big amount of rotation of capital back and forth. These coins run, then that coin runs, and so much more. So by the way, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding the bell. If you're watching over there on Twitter, thank you for being here as well. Shout out to you wherever you're at. In fact, let's get that going. We haven't done it in a while. Where are you tuned in from? What city, what state, or what country? Let's see how far and wide we got the viewership today. Big love to each and every one of you for being here. I do appreciate all of you. We are in this together. When you guys see me looking left, it's just me looking at the stats and making sure we don't have any issues with the live stream issues and stuff like that. But let's get into it. By the way, my name's Kellam. Welcome to the live stream. I'm the director of BitLab Academy, here to bring you meaningful tools, content, resources, and of course, build this incredibly positive but empowering community where you can rely on unbiased information to make the decisions for yourself. I want to give you all the tools that you need so that you can navigate this market. Now, let's go ahead and dive into it because we're seeing some beautiful movement in the markets, but it doesn't mean just because it feels good today that it's going to be good tomorrow. Doesn't mean the pump that we just had doesn't mean that's it. It's all systems go. It also doesn't, I don't want to scare you. It doesn't mean we're about to break down, but we got to look at everything on a daily basis with the various new information and stimulus that comes in regarding how we're making our decisions and speculations, and also predicting, that's what this is about, where we see this other participants in the market, where their speculation bias is going, aka where is that sort of pendulum swinging between the bullish and bearish narrative so that we can make some damn money in this market. That's what this is about. And so remember, we want to change our lives, our friends' lives, our families' lives, have more free time to do the things that we love. And that's what this is about. Shout out Aaron Kubakasi. Good morning, everyone. Andy D. Tater. Hope your hip is feeling better. Sack Nasty 86. Demetrius Corinces. I don't know if I said that right. Shout out to you over there in Greece. Now let's continue on here. We got 3.46 trillion. God dang it. You got it. $3.46 trillion market cap. We are looking good, and especially in the setup we are going into in this one of the most bullish months, especially following where we're at in the market cycle and how much is set up moving forward with what we know about, not even the things we don't know about, the positive bullish sort of impact things scheduled in this market. I mean, I could not be more excited about where we are at. Demetrius, go Link Marines. That is right. We're going to be talking about Link today for sure. XRP, Ondo, AVAX, Cardano, and so much more. So stick around because we're going to be diving into the TA on all those here in a little bit. And we can see right here, I mean, this is funny. Chainlink, 1K end of year. Do you guys think it can hit 1K? I think that would be a little bit lofty. I think somewhere in the 125 to 175 range is more likely. But let's talk about what's going on. First things first, we got a dip yesterday and everybody was so worried. Oh my God, the U.S. government moved their stuff to Coinbase they're going to sell. Well, look at this from Dennis Porter. Reminder, this was planned since July. Hopefully we are moving it to safeguard the Bitcoin. Now, because this was planned since July and we see this move to Coinbase, doesn't mean that it's not going to be sold. But remember, if we come over here to my page, let's look at this. I shared this yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Boom, boom, boom. It is somewhere right here. Somewhere here. Come on. I don't know where it is. I basically said something in regards to the fact that the $2 billion or 10,000 coins, 20,000, whatever it was, everybody was so worried about that. And it did cause a little bit of a sell-off in the market. However, we also see, I actually, this one doesn't matter. Well, I also shared the fact that, actually it's in my bookmark here from Peter Schiff nonetheless. Let me go ahead and find that. It is right somewhere right here. My bookmarks are just not working for me today. And that's, here we go. Boom. You can see it right here. I said, Peter Schiff says, since announcing its 3-year plan to spend $42 billion buying Bitcoin October 30th, MicroStrategy has already spent $11.5 billion. MicroStrategy alone, you see this on the right side where I'm highlighting, $11 billion. That's tens of thousands, like 50, 60, 70. It's so many thousands more Bitcoin than the US just moved to Coinbase. And in fact, if you really consider it, IBIT, for instance, they custody all their Bitcoin with Coinbase Prime. We also see, I believe Fidelity is also custody with Bitcoin, with Coinbase Prime. So the fact that the US is changing where they're custodying it doesn't mean that, all of a sudden it's a reason to fear. No, we need to be looking into this next year, what's coming. And if there is a dip because there are fear sellers out there, that is an opportunity for you and I to still take advantage of what's happening in this market. I am not willing to act in fear right now to sell, only to have the market completely reverse. God, something in my eye. Only to have the market completely reverse in a matter of moments, whether it be minutes, hours, or day, and catch me on the wrong side of that where I'm losing my capital position in this market. So let's not be so worried about some of the nonsense we're seeing be, filtered out in this market. In fact, we're also seeing, as we saw with this big pump from XRP, and we saw with what's going on with Chainlink and Ondo, and a lot of coins out there making some very, very, very big moves. In fact, we can come back here. I think I actually closed it out, but it is, what we see with XRP. Just a reminder, this is where we are at right now, exactly where we should be. So let's not be so fearful on small moves in the market. And this right here, XRP shocked everyone. I actually think I still have this up. It's right here. XRP shocked everyone, but this is where we were on the others chart. This is everything outside of the top 10. And when we're talking about crypto market cap, how much money is in each asset? That's what coinmarketcap.com or CoinGecko helps you identify, is how big each ecosystem is. So we're not so focused on the nonsense that the price elicits in us. The price elicits an emotional response of, whether you should buy it because it's so much cheaper. It's 40 cents versus 647. Well, why is this a larger price and this is smaller, but this is below? It's because of the crypto market cap. How much money is in that ecosystem? So when we see the others chart, like we see like this is, look at it bottoming here. Every time we've come into the zone, that has been the start of major moves for altcoins to the upside. And this is truly a measure beyond just looking at the others chart. This is others as weighed against Bitcoin. This truly shows you the outpacing of growth that the altcoin sector has when it starts to rip. And in addition to that, we understand, look at this chart right here. You haven't seen this altcoin market setup in over 8 years. And that is this. We're looking at the RSI at the bottom down here. We have this period of accumulation. We have the breakout, kind of retest, a little bit of a sell-off here that finds support, and then that launch. And in the process, we can also see this sort of, I won't call it a cup and handle, but very similar, although these aren't leveled out with the neckline. We have this sort of rounding bottom. We can call it that. The breakout, retest, then launch. Well, look at this. Rounding bottom, breakout, retest. We're on the process right now, in process. It doesn't mean up only from here, because we are still right here flirting with this breakout being a confirmed breakout in continuation to the upside. However, when we look at the other data beyond just the aggregate sort of price or market cap growth, as we're seeing on this metric, this is the total market cap. What we're seeing is a pullback into the RSI pullback into this level, and the bounce up very similar to what we saw here, which was the catalyst that helped support not only this breakout, but it also showed the continuation to the upside. We're seeing this as well. However, we are seeing a little bit of a pause currently, outlined by the RSI flattening here, which we did not see here. We need this to tick back up and start showing that strength coming in. However, again, coming back to what we were talking about the context of the environment, the context of the risk environment of this asset class, the risk environment of the global economy, the risk environment and where we're situated right now with the new, again, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat, like Trump, hate Trump, Biden, none of that matters when you're an investor. When you're looking at the markets, you want to assess, where is risk coming in, or where is risk either being restrained or being pulled out of the market? The fact that we have a pro-crypto administration in the executive branch, the president, in the House of Representatives, in the Congress, all things, the entire situation has become pro-innovation, pro-crypto, That's what you need to be focused on right now. Let go of whether you like this person that came in office. It's nonsense right now. As an investor, we are situated with the outcome most likely now to support the growth of this industry. So considering that, are you bullish or bearish? I mean, right now, when we're talking about national and multiple state level Bitcoin reserves getting instituted, and what that means then also is then the very likely Bitcoin arms race that's about to persist into this market. I mean, just the buying pressure that's about to come in is insane. We have Microsoft, I think 7 days from now, December 10th, having their shareholders meeting regarding do they want to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet. They have over $75 billion of cash in their treasury. 1% of that is 750 million. 10% is 7.5 billion. And that would then start that arms race on the corporate level. And then in addition to that, if that's not enough, remember, so I was talking with TJ and everybody about this morning. I was trying to really impress upon everybody because even people in the office, even crypto, there's so many different data points to focus on. It's hard for everybody to be focused on all of them. But I brought up, because I was on a Spaces last night with Gary Cardone and Grant Cardone and Joe Calasari and British Hodl, and we were talking about this. I don't think people understand how important it is that the fair value accounting rules are also changing. They're going into effect for Bitcoin here in the next week and a half or so. And that means that corporations, institutions, publicly traded companies can hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets in a much more positive way. Not that they couldn't hold them before. The problem is, before this fair value accounting goes live, if a corporation were to buy Bitcoin, let's just round out numbers. If a corporation were to buy Bitcoin, let's say for $10,000 when Bitcoin was $10,000, the next day it drops to $5,000, but by the end of the year, it's $100,000. If they're holding it and they're not realizing the gains, meaning they're not taking profits, because it was down 50%, that one day, the day after they bought it, it doesn't matter that it's up 10x at the end of the year. They have to list a 50% loss. That fair value accounting rule is changing much more in line with what you see like with stocks and other assets and equities that you can hold. It's actually coming to a stage now where it's reasonable from an accounting point of view for corporations to also add. Now, think about what MicroStrategy has done. MicroStrategy in the last 4 years, but specifically in the last 2.5 and exponentially in the last 6 months, their strategy, their model, becoming basically using their cash treasury to become a Bitcoin treasury, a Bitcoin bank, a Bitcoin company, has made them the most explosive publicly traded stock out there. This is not unnoticed by every corporation out there, but there's also been a very, very staunch resistance to be able to take on this model because of the fair value accounting rules, even with Bitcoin miners and other stuff like that. So the fact that their model is proven now, the fact that the fair value accounting is changing, the fact that the US is about to stack into a national strategic Bitcoin reserve, the fact that we have multiple states, it's over 10 states right now, Dennis Porter outlined yesterday, over 10 states right now are working on legislation to put forward for basically a state level, each individual state level Bitcoin strategic reserve. The flood of capital that's coming into this market is nothing short of amazing. So when we look at that and also understand with altcoins, you're not bullish enough. I'll just leave it at that. Now, the one thing that we've also seen in this market, there's been a little bit of a hold off on that movement of altcoins up until very recently. And I think part of that reason is because a lot of people were wondering when ETH was going to move because it was Bitcoin, then ETH, and then top caps and mid caps and memes. But this cycle has been different. This cycle has not seen that rotation. This cycle has been Bitcoin, primarily fueled by institutions, big money, and ETFs. Altcoins have kind of been somewhat these little mini cycles that have happened with AI. And then meme coins have had their own cycle intermittently throughout the last year and a half. And now we're about to see, a huge number of new people coming into the market. They're not going to understand unit bias, meaning as I talk with you all, and you all know, the price doesn't matter. It's the market cap that matters divided by the token the total token supply, and then what those token release schedules are. We go through all of this, by the way, in BitLab Academy. So if you want any more information that really breaks this all down, make sure you take advantage of this while this deal is still here. You can always sign up, but the deal right here, lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get half a month free, and then I think it's 35% off for the life of the account. And if you want to upgrade and get the indicators and the full courses and all that, it's also, that's not 15 days free, but you get roughly 35% off that for the life of the account. So take advantage of that before the deal goes away. We break it all down: on-chain, technical analysis, candles, candle patterns, strategies, indicators. So much is in there. Tokenomics, how to stack a portfolio, all of it is there. But when we're talking about what's going on, where the money's coming from, as I mentioned, I do think everybody was very much waiting on Ethereum to start running. However, we got these green candles just ripping to the upside, especially considering we saw XRP shocking everybody with over $100 billion added to their market cap. Only about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, it was a $50-ish billion market cap. Now it's well up there. It's number 3 cryptocurrency. Look at this, $143 billion. And that happened so damn quickly. I think everybody realized, regardless of if ETH really started to move or not, and ETH has moved, by the way, but not like this. This said all systems go. Didn't need ETH to be the altcoin bellwether, letting you know we can start putting risk in the altcoin market. ETH will still move wonderfully, but interestingly, it was not the trigger for capital flow. This time is a little different. We have to pay attention to this stuff on a daily basis because this market is changing. The dynamics are, the stimulus and the context. Gensler announcing his resignation. The change of regulation by enforcement to now starting to look like, how can we empower this to make sure the U.S. is the crypto powerhouse of the world? Whether or not you agree with that, disagree with that or not, the liquidity that's available in the U.S. is a game changer, either absolute explosive gains in the market or a slow burn. I think crypto would be fine with or without the U.S., but this changes the game, especially when we're looking to what's to come this cycle. Now, when we continue on, why did Binance pump? Well, let's look at this. I was talking about Ondo. Why did Ondo pump? Well, Binance keeps accumulating Ondo. BlackRock has been buying hundreds of millions of dollars in Ondo. They are buying every week more and more quantity. And remember, Ondo is not listed on Binance yet. They will list Ondo. Be ready. The real pump is coming. That opens up access to hundreds of millions of more speculative buyers out there that aren't on Coinbase. Remember, Binance is the largest crypto exchange out there by not only volume, but also the number of people involved. So if Binance, look at this, 99,000 Ondo, 3,000, 13,000, 2,000, 19,000, 12,000, 10,000. They're just buying, accumulating Ondo, and Ondo's not even listed there yet. And remember, I do think, despite take Binance out of this, I do think there's a major move happening. There's a big announcement that's going to tie in with Chainlink as well. And we're going to be looking at this. We're going to be diving into seeing this bull flag with the fake out. I was telling you the last few weeks about these bullish structures and bearish structures. Although this is bullish, people see this fail and then they exit because they think it's done, and then only to reverse back up. We're getting double washouts on almost every pattern right now because everything is so bullish in the background. The emotionality of speculative traders out there, and let's face it, the majority of people in this market do not have a strategy. They're trading on what they're seeing on YouTube. They're trading based on the emotions. Most people are overexposed, which makes their emotions even heightened because they need that money, which is why I always tell you to make sure that you understand what your risk exposure is, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what your time horizon is. Because look at this massive pump. This is a 59% move from back here, December 2nd, all the way up to this high. Almost a 60% move. And I don't think we've seen anything yet because remember, this still isn't available on the largest exchange that's out there. So we also see the same thing on Chainlink. We saw a bit of a bull flag here. we got a little bit of a washout to the downside. We're going to have to watch what happens here because this doesn't look as strong as what we saw on Ondo. But let's get back over here and talk about what we're talking about, because look at the total market cap on Bitcoin is ready to just rile this up. We see this bouncing on a key trend line here. This is the others chart, as priced in Bitcoin, showing we're at the level right now, like as we saw at the start of the last alt season, just as we saw back in 2016 into 2017. We're just starting this right now. But do notice, this right here is a real possibility. We got the bounce there. We did get the sell-off, then launch. I don't think this will happen this time, but we do need to be prepared for it. We are on the cusp right now of breaking out of this ribbon as well. So let's stay prepared, because we do see, I already closed it, but we do see the XRP really kicked off the ball on the risk narrative because 100 billion just poured in there. Binance is buying Ondo. We also see a number of new link addresses being created, is currently at its highest level in over 2 years. Now, what is going on with Link? Well, here's a thread about Chainlink institutional adopters. We see Chainlink isn't just for DeFi degens. Remember, it's integrating with Swift, it's integrating with DTCC, it's integrating, we just saw with the stock exchange in Europe that they're going to be utilizing this. Donald Trump just talked about with some of his platforms, he's going to be using this for real world, basically aggregating data from outside the blockchain, which is, remember, Chainlink is in that unique position that it is for the Web 2 world, bridging to the Web 3 world. It's also it's utilizing with everything. I mean, look at this: Sony, Swift, Euroclear, Franklin Templeton, Wellington Management, UBS. I don't know some of these. Vodafone, 21 shares, Coinbase, stuff in Brazil, US Bank, State Street, JP Morgan. Guys, everybody thinks XRP made a big move. You wait till you see what happens with Chainlink this cycle. The three I would say I'm most bullish on are Chainlink, Ondo, and Avalanche, because of a lot of different reasons, and I cover them here on a daily basis. But we got some very key things. We see Swift, DTCC, securing $2 quadrillion in transactions. We see banking giants like all kind of bank. There's just so much here. I don't need to go through the roadmap of everything that they're doing. It is so bullish. And then we look at the fact that they're breaking out of, Chainlink is breaking out of a 5-year bullish symmetrical pattern here. If we look at Chainlink here, and we go here on the weekly, double click, zoom out here. We got, let's go ahead and delete this. Boom. We can, delete this as well. We can delete some of these now because, the price is so damn bullish. We don't need these. We can draw them again if we need to, but come here, Option T, drag this out just like that. Option T, there we go. There's our pattern. Now we don't need this line anymore. We're doing this together. We can look at this. We are breaking out here. And if you measure this, this is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to do it a little conservative. I'm not going to do it all the way down here because that would just be insane what this would point to. This shows a $345 target, which from a different metric, I want you to notice this. See this blue level right here? I put this up here months ago. And I'm just guessing based on how I do TA, that has to do with the Fibonacci extension. So let's go ahead and test that out. If so, that would be phenomenal, because if we have a measured move out of a pattern that shows a target that is in line with a key level on a Fib extension, that is, so here's a low top, which would be 85. I don't think we're just going to hit this 1.618 and fail. Then we have the safe top, which is a 3.618 in the basically $200 region. And then we got that astronomical zone that is just going to make me buy my mom, my sister, and probably 3 friends a house. Because if this happens, $335, this is up at the 5.618 to 6.618 sort of Fib extensions. This would be phenomenal. This would be ridiculous. But hey, I'm calling for somewhere in here. If we get that extended super cycle, if we get that capital flow like everybody think is coming, if we also understand the fact that it's not just the fact that this pattern is here, but what is happening? It's almost as if somebody has inside knowledge about what's happening with Chainlink. Well, let's look at this. Link is about to leave most people behind. Link, December 10th, same day as the Microsoft shareholder meeting, where Michael Saylor has his presentation about Bitcoin being added to their treasury, right? Same day, Abu Dhabi, I think it's Abu Dhabi, might be Dubai, but over there, there's a big crypto conference and financial conference. Larry Fink will be there for it at a private roundtable invite only meeting. We about to be priced out forever, maybe? Big brains. What's this mean? Well, MOU, I forget what that exactly stands for, but it's like it's has to do. I can't remember the terminology. I can't remember. Massive announcements are coming, and it might have something to do with Chainlink, BlackRock, but also remember, there's been a lot of discussion around Chainlink. Remember, it's not just an oracle, but also bridging that gap from Web 2 to Web 3, in addition to being able to tokenize real world assets, in addition to, I mean, it has some of the most use cases out there in the crypto ecosystem, as well as those integrations. So if we have this, the Chainlink at Abu Dhabi Finance Week, and we have, look at this, Larry Fink is on that poster. And then we got MOU signing ceremony. We've got all this stuff going on. We got some, I mean, guys, you're not bullish enough. And when we look at this, if this does pull back, let's go to the 15 minutes. If this does pull back, I am going to sing happy hallelujah, because if this was a run up and we get a little bit of a sell off on Chainlink, I would say this would be a good zone right here. Let's draw. I'm going to do it kind of just right here. That would be a great level right there. That is a $22 to $21 level. Let's take a move, option F, from the bottom to the top, and look at where that lies. That lies right in line from this move, right in the golden pocket zone, which would be a reasonable, some would say regularly expected level for the price action to pull back to. These golden pockets, the 0.618, the golden ratio. You want to see, check this out. Golden ratio Nautilus, just to give you a clue here. And I talk about this in the BitLab Academy and break this down. If we go, I can't spell Nautilus apparently. Golden spiral. See this right here? This is a golden ratio. You've seen this before. You've seen this golden spiral shell. This is how nature organizes it. This is a Nautilus shell. You see the perfect symmetrical golden spiral, golden ratio flowers. So you see the perfect ratio of how flowers do their. This does not just mean, hey, we're pulling random lines on a chart because this is based on the golden principle of how things in the universe are organized. And it is such a high hit rate, especially in crypto, for having a push up and having a bounce down. Bullish pullback would be to the 0.382. The somewhat more regular pullback is into this golden ratio right here, the golden pocket, the 0.618. So this would be a great sizable opportunity if Chainlink pulls back. Now, many of you, as this happens, go, oh man, it failed. And then you sell right here. This is where you sell at the level at which I would be buying. I would be taking your impatient ask Chainlink, and I, the more patient buyer, would say, well, give that to me if you don't want it, because I see this bounce zone and then it takes off and you go, it always happens to me. You always happen to you. And if you want to change what happens to you, you need to change you. The best way you can change that is because I want you to be yourself. And I don't mean that you need to change you. We need to change our strategies so we're not navigating emotionally. The same thing is true if you're in a bunch of relationships and they keep failing. You are the culprit. Nobody else. It's nobody else's fault, not his fault, not her fault. It's you. You are the common denominator. Trading, investing, everything you're doing in this market, especially because your money's involved, this is a great exemplification of who you are. And that's okay. I don't mean this as a slight on you. We have to take stock of who we are if we want to be better, if we want to do better, if we want to have more. You need to hold responsibility for the actions that you have the responsibility of managing. If you are reacting to things, nothing good happens on a regular basis. If you are responding to things, AKA you have a strategy, you have a process, you have a means of pause so that you can respond in a constructive way, that's what we're getting after here. In fact, some of you don't notice this. I'm not here just to break down what the price targets are on the chart. No, this is a metaphor for life. We need to be better people. By the way, who gives a shit if we make a lot of money and we're a shitty person? Sorry for the language today, but we got to be real with ourselves. If you feel personally attacked, I feel personally attacked. Let's take that to heart and be like, okay, and this is true when you're walking down the street. If somebody says something and it hurts your feelings and then you lash out at them, that's your ego agreeing with them that you're small. It's not being tough because let me set them straight. No, you agree that you suck as a person. Now you're confronting them because you know you suck. So let's not suck anymore. Let's get in here. Let's make some money in this market. Let's also make sure that we can dominate what's going on in our life on a daily basis, guys, gals, friends, countrymen. Let's do this together. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's get into it, man, because, hey, guys, we don't have that much longer before this runs away. Now, continuing on, Chainlink, we talked about that. We talked about what's going on December 10th. I expect we'll see a little bit of a push up, let's chop. We may get a little sell off after this, but we're looking into the next 6 months. Okay, we're looking in potentially to the next year. We have to see how this cycle plays out. And then, of course, the list of major financial institutions and organizations partnering with or leveraging Chainlink technology. We're not going to go into this, but look at this. All major players. We just talked about many of these, but guys, this is... I'm bullish. Now, let's dive into some TA. We're going to look at some charts. We're going to look at some signals. We're going to look at some things. Before we do that, make sure you're protecting yourself. We just saw one of our dear friends also just got hacked. Could have been easily, at least not entirely prevented, but you can limit the amount of issues that you have online with identity theft, your banks being broken into, crypto being stolen, the access you have to different exchanges based on how, when, where, and why. Get NordVPN. Head over to nordvpn.com /BitLab. The link is directly below the video. You can see right here, nordvpn.com /BitLab. You get 4 months extra free. It's like $2 or $3 a month. It's incredibly inexpensive to protect yourself. And you're also helping this channel because, you know, we do a lot and we got a whole team of people and rent and all these kind of things. So I appreciate you guys. And I want to make sure you protect yourself. And then of course, make sure you're protecting your crypto, make sure you're protecting your future. Head over to getarculus.com, get an Arculus. As I got right here, I've been giving away these every week to those of you that are participating and retweeting this stream on Twitter. But head over to getarculus.com, use code BitLab20 to get 20% off. This is the perfect gift to give anybody in your life that's getting started in crypto or is already in crypto. Getarculus.com, use code BitLab20 for 20% off. One tap, total security. Now with that, got through our partner messages, let's talk about what's going on in the price action because we had a big washout today. What do we see? Nice move to the downside. However, it does look like there's a little bit of a change here. Right there, we have a support, kind of more like this, support. We got a bit of a descending, broadening wedge we got going on here, which tends to be bullish. This scared a lot of people. Let me know in chat right now. Did you sell on this washout? Did you go, oh my God, it's going down? Sell. If you did, learn from it. Because you don't sell in a move down. You sell if you come into an area up here, you have conviction and then have a stop loss. You don't sell in the middle of a red candle. Even if it's red and it goes down, you wait for a bounce. You see the potential continuation of a reversal confirmation. That's where you sell. Okay. So for instance, right here. Oh my God, this is scary. This push up. Now you start to see the reversal here. You find your exit there. You don't sell on this portion right here because if you're selling in the middle of this, you're getting back in here only for it to reverse. You gotta set yourself up, baby. Because I took a trade this morning. I was running around on my phone. I wasn't able to put it in the Telegram, but on this bounce, if we come down here to the 15-minute, I can actually just show you. So let's go to the 15-minute. I caught it right in the middle, right here, because I saw, if we go on the 5-minute, actually, here, saw this W formation, and I was running around, and I was like, I meant to get in right here. running around, but then right here, push up a little consolidation. I got in right here. I added to it right here when it dipped, basically the same price. And then I got out very quickly right up here. It was a quick, like, I don't even know, 15%, 20%. Let's look. Position history. Let's look. I got in, made 48%, made 87%, 48. Guys, you guys got to get into our free trading group. I'm telling you, that link is also right down below here. It says join our free traders group. Boom, right here. I met with Morel today. We got the whole basically free course that's going to be in there as well that you're going to have access to if you sign up here. All you have to do is sign up through CoinW and deposit $100. It's your money. You keep it. You trade with it. That gets you access. So we got signals and setups and trades that happen on a daily basis all day in there. So make sure you're taking advantage of it. Free traders group. I'm telling you, I mean, you see, we're doing trades in here. So, now where it stands right now, I'm not willing to get in a trade because look, this came down, found support here, but it's a little indeterminable about what's happening in the immediate future. I want to see some movement as it stands. We have negative money flow. The VWAP's angle down, stochastic's angle down, RSI's angle down, but starting to reverse. But look at this. See this bounce? Boom. One of the reasons I was confident in getting in around right here was because, see this Fibonacci? This Fibonacci, let's redraw it. Boom. I'm going to delete it. I'll show you. What we got right here was from, I think it was here. Yeah. This was a full, from this top, 99,006, down to this low, dragged across. The price, look, bounced up to the golden pocket, rejected, we had a wick, but rejected. Now found support. Now, so we're kind of substantiating this golden pocket. Now, what do we get? We got a washout down, comes up, rejects right at it, bounces, rejects all the way down. It comes up into this zone because of the likelihood of rejection and the likelihood of this being an area the price keeps getting pulled back to. I was okay on the smaller time frame as this started to bounce, even midway, to take this small trade from here into this zone and get out. Because I was looking at the roadmap of what has been happening. Now we got an M formation, boom, 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 boom. So the question is going to be right here. It looks like we got a little bit. Let's see. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. So we have this trend line from boom, 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 boom. We're trying to touch as many points as possible. And then at this, you just have to let it run its course. Yes, the price lost here, but then rejected. Then look, support. And then look, consolidate right at. If price can't hold this, then I do think it's retesting this and then potentially could be coming down further. As it stands right now, I think the market is just chopping out this week. I talked about it with TJ. I talked about it with British Hodl. I talked about it with a lot of different people. This first week of the month, we've seen for 6 months straight, the first week has been the washout week. Get everybody committed to think, oh, it's going back down. So we have choppy price action, some washouts to the downside, only to have the price then reverse and go freaking moonshot for the rest of the month. So let's stay a little bit patient right now. Let's let the market do what it's going to do. I'm waiting for the price action, as everybody is, to get up here and break through, I'd say, this 98,000, 98.6 region up in the zone. And we break through that 100,000. And I do think we're going to have some pretty substantial gains after that. We might have a bit of a washout and then continuation, but guys, I could not be more excited. Now, continuing on, let's look at Ethereum, and then we're going to look at these other altcoins, so on and so forth, and look at this. I mean, Ethereum, let's get to the 2 hour, double click here. Just so you know, if your thing's all stretched out like this, I watch people do this all the time. It drives me crazy. You don't need to, no, look, double click, automatically puts it boom, right in there. And if you want to adjust it from there a little bit, you can. But on Ethereum, we have this bull flag that did break out, but look, we got weakness coming in, meaning these tops are rounded. You can just kind of see it. Large impulse, smaller impulse, kind of smaller impulse like this, signaling some weakness coming in at the moment. But what did I just tell you about these patterns having these fake out movements? Well, similarly, we've got a head and shoulders here. We can delete this line right here. We got a bit of a head and shoulders, which is boom, shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, now on this note, if you look at this, option T, if you're on PC, it's Alt T, I believe. Oops. Option T. There we go. We got a bit of a neckline right here. You could argue that it's kind of more like this because of the angle of, yeah, so I say it's like this. So this is precarious right now. On the smaller time frames, we did break down. It came back up, but pay attention because a lot of times when you break down, you're looking for a confirmed breakdown for continuation. Currently, it's kind of satisfying that. It's kind of saying, hey, we broke down, we came back in, the bears are making an attempt, but this is all a potentiality at the moment because currently this broke down, the bulls brought it back up. If this does not start having a continuation to the downside, then this is just trying to capture bear trap, essentially trying to capture the bears, trap liquidity, and then you have these liquidations that stack up above, and then it moonshots or has a strong pump out of there. As it stands right now, the VWAP is angled down, which we need to pay attention to. Stochastics are angled down, which we need to pay attention to. We got bearish, bearish, bullish, neutral, bearish, bearish. So the dominant signals across the board are setting up to somewhat bearish in the short term. This is a 2-hour chart. If we look at this on the daily chart, this is still quite bullish. Even if we get a pullback into this zone, 3,400, potentially even, because look, you realize this? Look, same thing. We're flirting with the golden pocket on Bitcoin. Look, we rejected the golden pocket. We consolidated right at the golden pocket. Now we broke through it. If this holds, if this has a pullback, I wouldn't even call it a pullback, into this zone, which is the golden pocket, and finds support and then moves, guys, we're doing good, man. We just got to let things play out. This is Ethereum to Bitcoin. Descending, broadening wedge. Descending, broadening wedge. You see this? Boom, 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 boom. This is broadening, right? Angle to the downside. These tend to break bullish. This is what we want to watch. This would signal large movement in ETH in value against Bitcoin. That's what we want to see. In fact, let's come over to this altcoin portfolio. Remember when this a few months ago was like $50,000, $60,000? I don't think I've added much. If I've added anything, it's been like $1,800. But look at this. We come over here to 3 months. Look at that, up $62,000. And this is just those positions that we've been stacking into. Some of those big gainers, Ondo, which I put on your radar in February. Chainlink, which we talked about, we've been stacking into since then. Avalanche, BitTensor, we only got into in August, but look at this. It's up 81%. Golly, am I glad that I decided to move into that and just hold. I added some positions along the way. Near Protocol, up 89%. Aerodrome, up 85%. I've been giving you some great opportunities here. Some things haven't done as well. Like, come down here. Oh my God, something with, 1% of our portfolio Swarm. It's down 40%. But I added to this recently to lower my average entry. I think I had like a $800 in there or something. And now, because the value dropped, but I lowered the average entry substantially. So now this only has to get to that level before it's very much in the profit. And this, as we talk about that capital rotation, that's going to happen to these smaller coins. We got into dog to the moon, the dog meme coin. By the way, Thursday, we got Leonidas coming on Thursday afternoon to talk about, it's a meme coin on Bitcoin, but it's no KOLs. They don't have any paid influencers. There's no token lockups. I was like, you know what? I'll get behind something like that. It's a meme coin on the Bitcoin network on the runes. And there's hedge fund managers out there talking about Altcoin Daily, Crypto Capital Venture, which is Dan Gambardello. There's others too. Major players out there are talking about this one. Digital Asset News, a lot. But you see, look at these gains: 8,000, 10,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,600, 4,000, 2,000, 1,500, 4,000. And this is the no stress portfolio we've been building. Are we trading too? Yeah. But these are positions that we've taken that we're going to be capitalizing on the bulk of the move on the bear market on spot not worried about liquidation. There's a long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains. If you hold it for over a year, it's much cheaper. Exactly. That is what I brought to all your attention on February 7th, which is when we started this portfolio together. That's when I started this. And that was because I was looking at where we were at the crypto market cycle, the potential breakout. In fact, let's look at it. Let's go to total 3. Let's go to days, and we can come out here, double click here. Let's go back to February 7th. Let's see where that's at. February 7th was the breakout right here. Look at this. This is where I decided, okay, it's time to build the alt portfolio. Now, would down here have been better? Sure. But most people, especially the newcomers, don't have the stomach for that. We got the breakout of this sideways, basically bottoming formation, the breakout, little consolidation. Now this right here, we had a bull flag, and on the breakout of this bull flag is where we started to stack in heavily to the altcoin portfolio in different coins. We made some adjustments here and there along the way. And I've been sharing these with you in the Discord primarily, but also here on the channel. And, yeah, we had a big move, but then right here it scared us. But I did not trade those positions primarily because we wanted to show that from here and where we come back over to this chart, this amount of time here. Where's the other one at? There's another one that we talked about. This right here. The amount of time here was essentially, I wanted to get in as early as possible where there's substantial sort of a conservative reasoning to stack in, but with enough time that the majority of the coins we hold that we don't move, when we take profits, they could be substantial and we could limit short-term capital gains. Because of the US, and I am not a tax professional, so none of this is financial advice. I'm just going through my strategy. If you hold longer than a year, then I got the hiccups for some reason. The capital gains is substantially lower. It's like, I don't know, 10, 12%, 14%, something like that. If let's say you make $100,000, let's say you make 300, let's say you make $1 million, even if you only make 10,000, if you make that in 6 months and take profits, then that total that you made is added to your income, which may put you in the next tax bracket to take 30%, 38%, 40% of it. And same thing, I don't know how it works anywhere else internationally, but I was trying to get that conservative entry with the majority of coins and be able to take advantage of the time period that these markets tend to play out to where we can take profits in a safe way. Because, when we look at what's going on here, come on, this is going to have to click this 6 times for it to work, but there we go. Okay, now capital halving cycle. No, that's right here. Having progress. Come on. I believe in you. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. The rest of this, because this is February, and this goes all the way through till this at February, February 2017 all the way into December 2017. But remember the altcoin cycles, the capital rotation here about a month and a half later or so was when the altcoin market peaked. Because everybody's realizing all these profits here and they're rotated into the next thing. Those things spike up very heavily and then it sells off. But again, I am not fixed exactly to the exact time frame. I'm going to be watching these markets like a hawk so that we can make sure we take advantage of it. Now, getting down, again, looking at Chainlink, look at what we just did, 59% move. Okay, 59% move, new all-time highs, mind you. So let's go ahead, option F from the top to the bottom, and let's look at where this can go. Because the 1.618, I think, is going to be a laughable target. That's 213. Again, there's no way to know here, but these are the general targets I'll be watching on the way up and watching when we're starting to see weakness or something context shift change in the crypto market. But, I think realistically, conservatively even, I think this $3 to $4 range will be doable. If there's major announcements about the integration of Ondo with different capital markets, or pension funds, or different, BlackRock, deeper connections, listings on Binance, how that plays out, when and where. you know, we could realistically see something, you know, way up in here. But I mean, for instance, let's go to Solana. Let's go to 3 days. Let's double click here. Let's go. We got to go to an older chart. Solana. I got to go to Binance, I think. Solana. Binance. There we go. Now, here's an example, you know, that move, option F. Look at that. That was, you know, near launch. Look at this. Way past 618. Now, I don't want to be a moon boy and say this is going to go to, we're not going to do that. The point being is when you have these moves, similar right here, we can even do it more conservatively from this right here. Look, even from this mid-cycle, push up, pull back, launch, up into the 5.618. So when we're looking at Ondo, at the move we're at right now, again, this is new. So this is a newer coin. It's novel to even suggest where this can go, but let's get, I mean, 6.618 is a $7 target. Let's figure out what we want to do in this market because Avalanche, similar. I mean, look at this, made the moves out. We pushed up to $53 yesterday. If we take that move, option F, I don't know why I'm coughing. God damn it. We take this move, oops, option F from the top to the bottom. Boom. Okay. There's way too many goddamn lines on here. Delete, delete, delete. There we go. Boom, boom. 3.618, 137 to 4.618, 229. We're going to have to see how this plays out. And it's going to all be determined on the type of partnerships that different specific chains get. Some are going to go far outpace what you can imagine. Some are going to so underdeliver. That is why we have a diversified portfolio of different types of projects, some in similar categories, but they're facing different types of addressing different things within the market for utility, use case, so on and so forth. Even Injective started making some moves up here. But guys, we are so set up. We are so bullish. Now is the time. The market is going to be moving very soon. I implore you, take advantage of these deals when we're offering them. Head over to lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. It looks like this, lab.bitlabacademy.com. Oops, I got to do /deal. /deal. There we go. It should look like this when you see it. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You sign up right here, and you'll get access to our Discord that we got nonstop. You know, it's not just me. We got John Dalton, who is phenomenal. We also got Corduroy, Alex Green. We have so many different people in here just breaking down. I mean, this is open chat. Let's go to members chat. You know, just nonstop conversation about what's going on. But then, you know, I'm breaking down what's going on in the Kelly Alpha channel, what I'm doing with the portfolio, different breakdowns on, I mean, all kind of stuff. Then we got the VIP charts, chart requests. So if you have a chart you want to see specifically, John Dalton does a great job of basically quarterbacking this. I add stuff in here as well. But guys, we have the member stream so much. Take advantage of that deal while you could take advantage of it. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. By the way, once you do sign up right here, and I'm telling you guys, we've had a hard year with everything that happened on the back end of other stuff that I'm not involved with, but nearly broke me because I just moved to Georgia, and then we had Stripe cancel our payments. So if you really do like what we're doing here, the number one way you can support this channel is sign up here at lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Once you sign up here, the next page, if you can have an opportunity to upgrade, get the full course suite, 120 different lessons. The indicators are also packaged together with that we utilize. And if you don't want to do that, if that's, you know, I get it. I'm not requiring any of you, but I do appreciate the support. It's also a wonderful help if you just sign up to become a member here on this channel, here on YouTube. You won't get access to the Discord, but you'll get access to the member streams. And that link is right here. Join our, where's it at? Where is the join a membership for the channel? I don't remember where that link is. Do you know where that link is, Alexandra G? But it should say somewhere right here. Make sure you see subscribe. Make sure it says all. Hit join. Become a member here on I don't know where that link is. All right, here. This should be it. This is the link for you right here. It's like $1.25 a week or something like that. And it really is, it really does help us keep things going here because we try to do things. We have different employees we have to take care of, and we have so much. So I do appreciate all the love and support. We're going into holiday season. We got so much content for you. I got some huge upgrades to some of the free course stuff that we're giving away. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We're heading over to the blockchain basement now. So let's do it. Adios, muchachos. Shout out Alexandra G, gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Big love to you. And thank you again, everybody, for tuning in.